Catholic missionaries in the 21st century are charged with the same responsibility as their 18th century predecessors who helped build a civil society in North America to bring the Catholic faith to the masses. In the modern era, however, Catholic religious communities are not proselytizing the indigenous people or building settlements. But when people look at a map of the dioceses in the United States, they will notice that most of the territory is covered by what's called a home mission diocese.
It has to do with, for most part, just the sparseness of a diocese, land-wise. Geographically, you look at the state of Idaho, and we are the diocese. So the whole state, 44 counties, are covered in the state with 84,000 square miles. That's unheard of in the East Coast or whatever. We're a lot of land, as would be Cheyenne, Wyoming. That's a very large territory, one diocese.
Mission dioceses are found throughout the country in places like Alaska, New Mexico, Puerto Rico, Idaho, and parts of Texas. In 1998, the U.S. bishops established the Catholic Home Missions Appeal.
Catholic Home Missions, as you know, is the collections taken by our faithful throughout the country, the United States, to help raise the monies necessary to support dioceses that otherwise would be struggling to make ends meet in their annual budgets and the mission and the work they're able to do. Most of the mission dioceses, if you look at the map, will tell you that they're very rural, very large usually, do not have the resources that are more urban or city-minded dioceses, the bigger cities like New York, LA, would have. So we make ends meet with very little, and that little is subsidized by the work of Catholic Home Missions, which is subsidized by the generosity of our people throughout our country. Very faithful Catholics who help support the work we do.
To reach Catholics in a rural mission diocese, the priests are often required to travel great distances, most frequently by car, but at times by other means of transportation. These dioceses employ other tools to reach the faithful.
Era el mío.
In Idaho, they're using the radio airwaves.
So many of our people don't have access to the internet, or they don't have access even to TV. It sounds strange, but quite a few migrant workers, and the radio is part of their communication that they rely on, whether it be in the factories or in the fields or at the farms. The radio is a great tool to communicate our Catholic faith with. It serves a great purpose. Yeah. More so than I would ever have expected. I always thought radio was a little bit on the waning side. It's not. Matter of fact, we're looking at constructing new towers so we can reach more people throughout the state.
Catholic Home Missions also help support Eastern Catholic religions in the U.S., such as the Maronites.
That's a fascinating work. We think we've got slim pickings sometimes. These bishops of these eparchies and the staffs that work in the chanceries are dealing with a territory maybe the size of the United States. How do you keep track of all that? And, to try to build a strong infrastructure to support the faith of the people is a real challenge.
We've had many Iraqi families who've been displaced from their homes and have ended up here. So we're trying to help them as best we can.
So, what defines a mission church in the 21st century?
The word mission is very fitting for the work of Catholic Home Missions and caring for mission dioceses. It really is an outreach primarily in the form of evangelization to help strengthen our faith and faith in the sacraments and quality of life, education, the truth of our faith. It's a wonderful opportunity to spread the gospel. Here in Idaho, the Catholic faith was really brought in by the Jesuits.
And today, this is such a wonderful, again, beautiful picture.
Catholic Home Missions allows for that same outreach to happen where people can identify with their faith in a way that it would not be possible if we did not have the support. This helps enable the multicultural, the Hispanic needs, educating people in the way of faith.
Como baja la lluvia y la nieve de los cielos y no vuelven allá sin saber empapado la tierra.
Communications is a large request from Mission Diocese to help, asking for support. Will you help us support our work in communications, because they know the value of that. Also with travel, it's ongoing work. It's not a one-time, we are done, we're there, and now we're in heaven. We've got to live, and that living involves some pretty conscious choices and acceptance of what God would have us do.